Thank you, and thank you, Mr. Speaker. Yesterday, I had the honor and the privilege of sitting in the Supreme Court chamber while the case of U.S. versus Texas was argued. It's a case that many of us hope will affirm the President's executive actions known as DACA and DAPA and allow for children who were brought here through no fault of their own as young kids to stay in the country, and also for their parents, the parents of U.S. citizen children, to also remain here so that families are not separated because of our laws. And I hope that the President prevails and the administration prevails and these families prevail in their arguments when we find out in June or so what the Supreme Court decides. But as all of us sat there and watched the arguments, the elephant in the room is that there was one justice who was not there. Instead of the Supreme Court being filled with 9 justices, there were only 8, which leaves open the possibility in this case and many others that the court will be deadlocked 4-4. And so not only on this issue, where both sides, whether you're in favor of the administration's actions or against it, have a right to have the case decided and not be left in limbo. So on the issue of immigration in this term, on an issue of abortion, criminal law issues, jury selection issues, these important constitutional questions, many of them, because the Senate Republicans refuse to even start to do their job. The President has nominated somebody for the Supreme Court. The Senate is supposed to take that nomination up, give the person a hearing, and then take a vote. Is it so much to ask that the Senate take a vote on the nomination? They can vote no if they disagree with it, but to at least take a vote? Now, I say this in the context of the last few years in this Congress, putting aside this term that we're in right now. The last 2 terms of Congress before this were the least productive terms in American history, measured by the number of bills sent to the President's desk. So what this represents is the fact that the cancer of gridlock is spreading from the Congress to the judiciary, because Senate Republicans refuse not only to do their job in their chamber, but also to allow the Supreme Court to properly do its job. And so, Mr. Speaker, I urge the Senate and Senate Republicans to do their job and to take a vote on the nomination of Merrick Garland. I yield back.